And we are a little early, but we're live.
Well, better to be early than never make it at all, right?
That's true. It's
Yeah.
interesting because we have it kept my background. I don't know if you can tell. It kept my background even though I don't have the green screen. Like it
Oh,
remembered it.
that's what. Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
Getting a call?
Uh, no, not yet. Yeah, I can take that later.
Is it something?
Apparently, somebody was excited that we actually logged on early.
Well, I
So
don't, nobody's viewing
somebody is because they're watching. They just told me they were. So there you go.
without going into detail. Florida, Kentucky, or somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
Okay. See how vague I was? I was vague and I didn't give away the farm.
You were mysterious.
That's me, man.
Yep, you're
I'm
not a blurter.
so simple yet so mysterious.
That's
Ooh.
it. That is it.
You know,
Yeah,
at some
it's
point
been
when
interesting. By the way, welcome to Road Comics Adventures,
oh, well, yeah.
where we really are going to go on an adventure, and we're going to be road comics. Isn't that nice for a change?
Well, we're gonna have to do that again in 2 minutes. But we don't have to, but we probably will.
What's that?
Welcome everyone. It says as far as live viewers, it says 0 in my top left
Yeah, but
corner.
it does that every week. If I worried about the big zero up there, shit, I wouldn't have been married so many times. Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't me.
Maybe they just flash a 0 at the top because they want us to remain humble and not get the big head.
Well, that could be it.
See?
And
That's
I actually wasn't pointing a finger at you. I was pointing a finger at all of us that are stupid enough to get married. So there
it's
you go.
funny you say that because I really root for people to fall in love and I really root for people to get married and be happy and to have families and just
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
no, just because I didn't do it well and I'm left jaded and angry and bitter and whatnot, I still root for others.
Well, I always hope that somebody finds it and can open their heart to it. But let me just tell you, never mind. Let's not go there. Let's make this a happy show.
Well, no, that was me being happy. I'm really serious. I'm looking because no, you know what? Tomorrow is a radio interview. By the way, tomorrow morning at 8:15 a.m. Central Time. Oh, you know what time it is? Countdown.
Uh,
And go.
Welcome to Road Comics Adventures, where we're two comedians who are about ready to finally start on our very first road trip together with our road comic adventure dog Storm, who is out in the backyard with me right now.
When I first got her, yeah, she was a rescue from the pound, and I knew that she wasn't going to warm. I assumed that there was a good chance she wasn't going to warm to me right away, because she was older and from the pound and whatnot. But she, like a year and a half later, she was just aloof. She wasn't mean. I never felt unsafe, but I felt like I was getting used for my resources, like providing a home and food and water and so I gave her a very unflattering nickname, and I mean, she didn't know, and I didn't yell at her. I mean, I was very friendly, but a very, very, very unflattering nickname. And then lo and behold, she became warm and cuddly and friendly as much as I think she's able to be. And then I started feeling really guilty calling her by this unflattering nickname.
Well, it
So
was really, really funny because when you were out of town and I babysat for her when I first got here, it's funny how sweet and warm she was with me. And I think she knew she was supposed to take care of me while you were gone. Like she was in that protector role.
well,
And
she's a sweet girl,
she is
uh,
very sweet.
but I called her names for a while, and now I feel bad about it.
Yeah, I know, but that's okay as long as you make it up to her. Here's the funny thing, according to my son, you rescued me too.
Yeah, you've been rehomed.
I've been rehomed according to my child, who
Yeah,
goes, "Well, at least you're going to a good home." You know, I was one shot collar short of being a rescue animal.
don't be talking about shot collars. You know those are inhumane.
I've
You're well,
heard.
you're well aware of that, right?
I've heard. You know, only if you use them on full power. I'm not a full power kind of girl.
I'm walking away from that. So do we tell the collar story, or do we not?
No, we don't tell the collar story. Not yet, anyway. We can talk about, hey, why don't we talk about the bruises on my leg?
You mean the ones that are I was going to say self-imposed, but that's not it.
Self inflicted.
Self-inflicted is the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, but I had help. Somebody helped me.
I don't believe that's true.
You don't think so?
I know that someone was in the vicinity when it happened, but I think
Well,
you did
then
it.
I'm sure it was his fault.
I think you did it all by your lonesome.
Probably did it all by my lonesome. I probably just banged him on a chair. But if you guys have not seen our football video, what's it called, Flip? What's it titled?
Crap. Hang on. Let's keep talking, and I'll tell you.
Okay,
But I
because
have
for some reason it's also marked non-published or something. I
what?
don't know. I can't figure it out. But it's on. If you go to our Facebook, Road
Is
Comic Adventures, it's on there.
Well, so on YouTube, it just says after the first game of the season, does the Cleveland Browns need a new kicker? So um, that's YouTube. Is it on Facebook?
Yeah, you I guess you put it on Facebook at Road Comics, and I got it off of there and put it on my page.
Let's see.
I only have 2 pages. They're both under my name, Rene Bray. You can go to those if you want to. I'm probably going to delete them pretty soon because I'm too busy with Road Comics Adventures.
This just says if the Cleveland Browns need a kicker next Sunday, we are ready to help out. This is, I don't know if you can see it. Nope. Nope.
No.
Oh, that was all right. But anyway, it's an homage, and at the same time a very helpful look at possibly doing the Cleveland Browns a solid by offering them some offensive power should they need it.
You know, my friend Mark Allen, who you know, Mark
I
and I've been friends a long time, and God love him. He's always pulling for the Cleveland Browns. But God, they just spent a lot of money for a kicker and they lose by a field goal that he missed. If I can fill in for you, you're screwed for the rest of the season. That's all
well
I'm saying.
here's the other deal. They got a new kicker. You said they got a new kicker. They spent a boatload of money for him, right? And
Right?
like last play of the game, kind of a moment, missed a 35-yarder where they were down by 1. They would have won by 2 with that 3-point kick, and he missed a 35-yarder.
Yeah, 35 is not a big deal for most NFL players or college players.
Well, 35 is actually the upright is at the back of the end zone, so add another 10. So it's 45. Plus they're back about 8 yards from the line. So what is 8 and 5 is 3. So it's a 45, 53-yard field goal. But these days, field goal kickers are kicking from the 40-yard line, 45-yard line, even 50-yard line. So they're putting the boot in there and getting like 50, 55-yard field goals. I mean, the actual distance from where they kick it to the back of the end zone. But
if you want a good laugh, I think the video is hysterical, and I had a blast doing it.
35 yards is considered, I believe, a chip shot.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, let's see you get out here and do it, because I go, look, I was doing some punting because I hadn't done that for a long time. It's been a long time since let's just say it's been a long time since I've had a ball in my hand and could kick it.
Wow. And yet you stay under the same roof as me.
Yeah. Well, it's not that I haven't thought about kicking a few.
Digest that for a moment. I'm changing your look. Do you like this better, or do you like this better?
Do you? I honestly, I can't even see anything.
Oh, that's right. The sunlight, yeah, and everything. My bad.
Yeah. No. It's okay. Do whatever you like better. But no, I thought my punts were pretty good last night. I was actually shocked because it's been a long time since I played football with the neighborhood kids and stuff. That's probably been, dare I say, like 20 years. And so when I could even actually drop it and kick it, I was pretty happy. And then you pointed out that if I were really punting, I would have had to have added 10 to 15 more yards to it. And I just want to thank you for sucking the sunshine right out of that.
Well, so here's the deal. Like, Rene punted the ball from where she was to where the ball ended up a solid 5 to 8 yards. She's like, man, I kicked that ball like 5 yards. I'm like, well, that's great. I mean, you haven't picked up a football in a long time and whatever. But like, if you're talking about working for the Browns, the punter is back about 15 yards from center. So if you kick the ball 5 yards, that's a -10 in terms of being helpful. It's a -10. So yeah, she wasn't happy about that new piece of information. Speaking of new information, I just changed my name on TikTok. How's that for a segue?
Okay, I'll take it.
So it was something like,
what's your name?
My goodness, thank you for asking. It was something like flip 2367498765309, whatever. And I didn't know you could change it, but I went in. A buddy of mine recommended that I take a look at it. So I changed it to my name, actually. So it's @FlipOrley. So TikTok /@FlipOrley, which is the same thing as Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and now also TikTok. They're all @FlipOrley or /FlipOrley. So now I'm very consistent and easy to find.
That's wonderful news.
Are you playing peekaboo?
No, I'm just trying to keep the sun out of my eyes.
Well, you could have put up the umbrella.
Oh, yeah, but geez, that's an extra step. It seemed like a lot of work tonight. I've been busy today. I've been busy on the phone.
Yeah, you have been busy on the phone. Lots going on. Lots going on.
Not only are we leaving, but I got to try to get the office organized to take it on the road with us. So we keep working. This is what people don't understand about being a comic and living our life. These these shows don't show up on your doorstep. You got to go looking for them. You got to market for them, and you got to work for them. And if I'm off the phone for 2 days, they're not sitting around waiting. They're booking shows. So, you know,
We each have our jobs. Like, so for instance, my dog won't feed herself. So I've got to get about, I don't know, 10 pounds of food out of the 50-pound bag to put in a smaller container. So, I've been working my finger to the bone, making sure that I took food from the big bag and I put it in a smaller bag.
yeah, well, not only that, you made our hotel reservations. You're making sure all of our electronics are charged up. Um, I mean, we're doing pretty good for road comics. I mean, this isn't our first time. It's just our first time together, but it's not our first time. I've been doing this for years.
Well,
And
and I have too. But I mean, so when I first went on the road, I drove. And in fact, when I drove, I think I told you my first road trip, I was gone for 6 months.
yeah,
I packed up like like an SUV type vehicle and packed like summer clothes, fall clothes, winter clothes. Um, I I packed like weight lifting equipment. And in the day, there was like an all-in-one thing, a bench and whatever that broke down called
right.
Do you remember Soloflex?
Yeah, Soloflex. I remember.
I used to travel with one of those, which is weird because I was doing a lot of one-nighters. So I almost never took it out of the truck because I didn't have time to set it up, work out, break it down, then put it back in the truck. So I just towed it around my Soloflex, I guess, so nobody would steal it.
Well, you never know when a gym is going to break out.
Never used it. I always had it, never used it. But
Yeah, but you know what? People don't understand when you're on the road, you do take a lot of things you don't need, but sometimes it's just good to have it there because if the need does come up, it's better to have it than not have it. That's like I take my iPod with me everywhere I go. Well, as you would know, I don't even come out in the backyard without my iPod.
we've discussed the fact that you have an iPod, and I'm still amazed by it. Just saying. You do
I
know that
know.
your phone can play music, right?
Yes. Heard that. Heard it.
By the way, if anybody, I've got an Android phone, and Renee's got an Android phone, and on my phone, besides the charging port, I've got the earphone port where I could plug in earphones. Renee's missing a hole.
Walking away.
For whatever reason.
Walking away. I
We so
believe that's because everything is now as Wi-Fi, so you don't plug it in. They would be like earpods or earbuds or whatever, and just electronically.
Well, I think that's horse crap. I'm going to just say it, horse shit. The fact that you don't have the option of plugging something in.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm in a relationship phone wise, right? With Ryan Reynolds. And if he has chosen to short me a hole, what am I to do? You know? If he can't handle a full woman that he's got to short him a hole, that's what happens.
It's
This
really,
podcast is off the rails, isn't it?
well, a little bit. I just, Ryan Reynolds, and I think I mentioned it last podcast.
Oh, I think you've mentioned it every podcast.
I don't like his glasses. I think they're too small for his face, and I think he looks like Bilbo.
Well, I got news for you. I think his hole in my phone is too small too. And that's not usually a complaint I make a lot.
I did, so I don't know why
You're
you got
walking away, aren't you?
a
You
little
aren't
bit.
even going to step in that pile.
I looked at it and then I just stepped around it. That's no.
No,
But
you know.
I will say that I'm not. Oh wait, Mark, you just have to buy a headphone jack to USB-C adapter and then plug it into your charging port.
Mark, why don't you just tell it to me in Chinese because it would be easier for me to understand? Or I guess you tell Flip and Flip will fix it for me because he's
No, I
my.
understand what Mark's saying. This started with the Apples, which they used to have an earphone jack, like a port also, and then they got rid of it. And then you could buy, I think it's called like a dongle or something like that, and you plug the dongle into the charging port, and then at the other end is like what would be the earphone jack, and then you could listen to your headphones through the earphone jack.
Or you know what I can do? Instead of worrying about all of that, I can pull up my iPod, put it in my ears, and I can turn it on. And then I don't have to listen to you make fun of me that I still have an iPod.
Well, so here's the problem with the USB-C adapter is that as soon as you unplug your phone from the AC, for the electricity, so you can use the electricity charging port for your earphones, is that you're draining your battery because you can't do both at the same time. And I find that annoying. That started with Apple, and I think it's now morphed its way into Android.
Well, this has now become the educational channel. Thank you, Mark. And I was just giving you a lot of shit tonight because you're late to the party. I miss you when you're not here early, Mark.
Mark, if you ever want a road trip with us, it's we'll just get a bigger car, more stuff.
I'll sit in the back with Storm. I don't mind.
Hit the road.
And apparently, after drying my clothes today, she doesn't mind me close to me either.
Oh my God. I went to wash some clothes. Nobody cares. I went to wash some clothes, and the lint dryer thing, the lint catcher, I was actually able to stitch together an entire another dog from the lint thing.
And that's all from my stuff because I had done laundry right before.
Dude, Mark, he said, when are you playing in Jamaica? I haven't played in Jamaica since my fourth wife.
Yeah, I never went to Jamaica. I went to Caymans, St. Thomas, St. Martin, St. Croix, Cancun, Aruba. By the way, let me just mention that my kids never got to go on those trips, but they did get to go to Diamond Head, Mississippi with me.
Nice. I was offered 2 months in Aruba, and I turned it down. I didn't want to be there for 2 months. I wanted to be there for 2 weeks, and they go 2 months. And I go, I want to be there for 2 weeks. And they go 2 months or nothing. So I said nothing, and now years later, I regret that decision.
Yeah, I all the gigs I worked in the islands were 2 to 4 weeks, and I like that. 4 weeks on the island was about all I could take.
Well, that was it. Aruba for 2 months seemed like a really long stretch.
Yeah, it can be. Excuse me.
The other gig that I turned down that I wish I would not have, I was offered 2 months in Australia.
And interesting.
By some promoter or whatever. This is through my manager at the time. And I kept lobbying for a month. And they're like, if we get you there, it really is only cost effective if you're there for a while. And we went round and round. And in the days, I was a little bit more pig-headed and stubborn. And I just said no. And again, another deal where I should have done it is before my son was born. I really had nothing keeping me here in the States, as far as where I couldn't travel for some period of time. So 2 months in Aruba, turned it down. 2 months in Australia, turned it down. Was offered a corporate date in Japan around Christmas. They were going to fly me there, do the show, let me stay a few days, and then fly me home. And that wasn't enough time. I didn't want to fly to Japan for one show. I look back at some of my choices, is like, yeah, I made the wrong call. Wrong call.
Well, I tell you what, the best place I ever went was Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Because I did shows down there. I think 8 to 10 years in a row. And we would go down on December 22nd and stay until, no, we went down on December 20th and came back on Christmas Eve and entertained the military troops that had to stay on the base down there for the Christmas holiday.
Right.
Phenomenal. And those guys used to take us out on the beach, and it was a raw beach. It wasn't commercialized at all. And you would have iguanas come up and take potato chips out of your hands. Coolest place I've ever been. I would love to go back there. That's some place I would go back to in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah. You would actually love it there to walk on the line. I mean, there are soldiers. There are Cuban soldiers on one side. There are American soldiers on one side, and they never make eye contact with each other. There's also wait.
Did anybody do a real bad Jack Nicholson impression when you were over there?
No, that's not well thought of.
You want me on the wall? You need me on that wall?
No.
Do you know the reference or no?
Yes, I do know the reference. I have watched that movie many times.
Really?
Yeah.
What
you
is that?
can't handle the truth.
Right. That was A Few Good Men? No, wasn't that one, was it?
Yeah, A Few Good Men. No, not A Few Good Men.
No. I can picture it in my head. It had Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, the
Demi
comic.
Moore.
What?
Demi Moore.
Right. Or Demi, depending on how pretentious someone wants to be. And the comic who did impressions, remember? He played the second chair to Tom Cruise.
Kevin Bacon, wasn't he in it too?
Kevin Bacon was there, yeah. Kevin Pollak, is that it?
Kevin Pollak, yeah. Yep, that one. No, but it was funny because there had been an agreement between the U.S. and Cuba that any Cubans that had previously worked on the American side could continue to work. So there would be like 15 people walk across every morning, and then they would walk back at night. They were the only ones that allowed to leave Cuba to come in to what is extensively the United States to work.
Wow.
And that was that. I mean, it was stunning. It's some of the history of it was amazing to watch, and it was beautiful. And I worked with Charlie Daniels' band, and I also worked with some really great comedians down there, and we had some fun.
That's now. See, as we're talking, I'm looking through because I've got to find the name of that stupid movie. So you talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
I swear,
are you done yet?
It's not A Few Good Men.
I think it is A Few Good Men. Come on,
Mark. You know this? Come on,
Mark. Mrs. Hamburglar. Look at this. Do I ever get to have my face in the light just once? Oh, there it is. But then I can't see anything. I don't really care. I have the face perfect for radio.
Yes, A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men, yeah.
Yes.
Mark, you're a lot of fun, Mark. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks for the help. Thanks for the assist. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sutherland. I forgot about him.
Oh, I'd forgotten about him too.
Yeah. Oh, Christopher Guest. Oh, Christopher Guest was there as the doctor. I remember him.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about him too.
Right. Thanks for the assist.
Good movie.
Yes, it was. So nobody thought it was funny to do that in Guantanamo Bay?
No. Let me help you. No.
Did you, while you're on stage, just yell Code Red?
No. Believe it or not, they kind of told us on the boat. Now, we flew in to the airport, but then when you arrive at the Guantanamo Bay airport, you have to take an Airbus over to the base. And while we were on the Airbus, there were several things they told us. And one of
Oh,
the things they told us was, don't be funny on that wall, looking back and forth. Don't try to make funny faces. Don't try to be funny because you could literally start an international incident.
so you couldn't look like a Cuban soldier and just go with I see you. You couldn't.
No, not no. You
You
could have
couldn't go.
done it because they would have just snatched you up and locked you away.
You
But
couldn't
no,
on the
none
wall.
of the rest of us wanted to do it.
Pew pew. Nothing.
Eh, pew pew. Um, and we didn't want to do anything on stage that might get the military guys in trouble. You know, they had a hard enough time. Them and their families are the ones that have to stay down there during the holidays. So
Right.
we wanted to give them great shows and have a lot of fun. And we had a lot of fun and we drank a few shots. I'm just saying
Very,
the
very-
military can hang with the big dogs.
I
And
used
I'm,
to do.
go
Beg
ahead.
pardon.
I was
I
going
used
to
to
say,
do.
and I'm a proud grandmother of an airman.
That's well. I know that about him. I'm not going to call out his name or anything, but through you to your daughter, then your grandson. Thank you for your service. Just
That's
saying.
very kind. Thank you.
I used to do shows in San Antonio. This is years back, and at the day, I don't know how many air bases there were around San Antonio, but it was more than one. And I beg pardon.
That's their training. That's where the Air Force goes to train, isn't it? I
Um,
believe that's where my grandson and all the other anybody that's wanting to rejoin the Air Force, they go to San Antonio.
okay.
Um,
I had a guy on stage, young guy, fairly young. Um, got on stage, was there with his buddies, volunteered. I don't pay people. Got hypnotized. Was like the star of the show, just outstanding. And so much like all his buddies talked about it the rest of that night, evidently, went back to base, told their friends, oh my gosh, so and so was so funny. He was hypnotized out like light. Turns out he had a security clearance
oh,
and
heck.
didn't realize that he shouldn't have been. I mean, again, I didn't ask for like nuclear codes. I don't ask. I mean, in fact, I tell people straight up, don't tell us anything personal. Don't tell us anything. This show is strictly about entertainment and creativity, but nothing about your real life. And so, nonetheless, I was told, whether it's true or not, I was told that they ran it all the way up to the Pentagon to determine if or not he was going to be court-martialed.
I believe that because you know, a lot of people will take oaths, whether you're signing in with the police department, sheriff's office, fire department. A lot of people to walk on to a witness stand. You take an oath. How many people do you think actually listen to what they're saying?
Or read what it is that they're signing.
Yeah.
And I suspect not a high percentage.
No. And that's how you get into trouble.
Well, this kid said and did nothing wrong, said and did nothing that was going to endanger anyone. Nonetheless, and I don't think he knowingly put himself in position. Nonetheless, has the security clearance, got on stage, and then really had a lot of crap to deal with. And I think it all worked out finally, which I was very happy about. I felt horrible for him. And
Right.
up until the moment, I didn't know he was an airman. B, I didn't know he had a security clearance. C, I didn't know it was illegal for someone with a security clearance to get hypnotized. At that time, I didn't know that. So from that moment on, I've been very, very, very careful. Anytime I'm in an area where there's like some kind of a military base.
Yeah. And what's funny is, like, I believe San Antonio is where my grandson and all the newly sworn in cadets go for their training. I think they all train in San Antonio. So you would have been hard pressed not to have a military guy. For him to have a security clearance is something a little special. But
Well, yeah, because
You
not
know,
all military people have a security clearance, but those that do, and he did.
yeah, no. And see, I go, oh well, he didn't do anything wrong. Yes, but he should have known that that was a big no-no.
Should have known. And I
Should have
mean,
known.
I didn't know. I'm not in the military, but I didn't know. But like I said, years later, I was doing, in fact, after 9/11, I was doing a show in DC, a corporate event, like a private show. And
Yeah.
we've even mentioned that on this podcast. I don't remember. But nobody, no one. I mean, I was really struggling because there was like 350 or so people in the room. There's supposed to be 500. Many didn't show, but there was enough for me to do my performance. But nobody volunteered. I ended up having banquet staff who volunteered to be on stage. So with banquet staff, I was actually able to do the show. But I was like, it was a struggle. And then after the show, a bunch of people came up to me. They go, "Do you know why we didn't volunteer?" I'm like, "I have no idea." They go, "Do you know who this group is?" And I go, "No." They go, "We're defense contractors. We all have security clearances. And by law, none of us were allowed to volunteer." I'm like, "Well, who the hell booked me to this gig?"
Yeah, it was
So,
probably the Comedy Zone or Bob's Chucklehead or Coconuts Comedy Club. Come on. What are you thinking?
it was not. It was a really rough time. But I mean, the show worked out fine. Thankfully, the banquet staff, they were cool with the banquet staff volunteering, so I had enough people. But I was mad.
See, this is what's infuriating to me because this is what the Joe Q general public doesn't know. Like you go, who booked this? Like it's a big surprise to you that they didn't know, whoever booked it, that they weren't going to be able to be hypnotized. I have found that if the booker had actually known anything about the gig I was going to, other than how much money they were going to make and what time I was supposed to be there, that somebody had done due diligence like unimaginable. How many times did you pull up and go, I have no idea? I've worked gay bars, I've worked strip clubs, no clue what I was walking into. Hey, anybody think? We didn't know. We told you how much you were getting paid and what time the show was.
Right.
What do you want, man?
So it's so funny. These defense contractors, like a stand-up would have been fine, a juggler, a magician, a guitar act, a mime.
Anybody but a hypnotist.
Yeah. And who'd they book?
Hypnotist.
Hypno boy.
Yeah. Well, that's like the time I believe I told you that I did a show for the deaf, only they didn't tell me they were deaf.
Wait, the entire room was deaf, or just a portion of the audience was deaf?
No, it was a deaf club. It was a
No,
private part.
I don't believe.
I didn't tell you this?
Or if you did, I misunderstood, or I didn't catch everything you were saying. No, I don't.
This was a deaf club, and they had booked the comedy club. So it was a private event at the comedy club. I was working there that week, and they said, "Can you do a private party a day early on Wednesday night?" Sure, sure. Of course I can. Because I'll tell you, the only thing you really need to be a great comedian is timing and good jokes that people can actually hear, might be one of the things. So I start telling my jokes, and I notice that everybody's like 30 seconds behind with the laughter. And I look over, and there's a guy off stage doing sign language.
Did you invite him up to the stage?
Yeah, I had him sit on the edge of the stage, and I go, "We're going to get this worked out because timing's important." And
Shit!
so
I'd have brought a stool up there and put him like right next to you, next to the microphone.
Why did he need a microphone? Everybody's deaf.
You had a microphone. I'm sure you held one just because you're used to it.
you would have been wrong. I
You
go,
put
why
them.
did you get, I put the mic down. I go, why would I use them? That was one of the biggest jokes I got or laughs I got all night was I go, why did they hand me a microphone for a deaf crowd? That's like giving somebody a condom after they just had a vasectomy. What? Why? Why?
Well, vasectomies don't always take. Or so I've been told. I don't know. By the way, I don't know because you're out in the sunlight. When you were started talking about this gig, Mark wrote the Deaf Comedy Jam, but it's as opposed to DEF, it's DEAF. So
Well, you know what? That's why, Mark, I think you can travel with us.
yeah,
You
Mark's
know, if
funny.
you ever need a manager, call me. I'm looking for talent.
Oh, that hurts for no good reason. Oh my God.
No, I meant because I'm going so smoothly with you that I can now take on Mark. You're not a
Oh,
handful anymore. You're smooth sailing.
oh, all right. When I like over the years, I mean, because again, we've dealt with every situation under the sun. So there have been times where I got up on stage and there was like 20 people in the room, or 30 people in the room, and it's really funny because you're looking. It's like you're in someone's living room and you're holding a mic. Well, I can't do hypnosis with 4 people in the room, but yes,
I
I know
know.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, like 20 people, and you're sitting there with a microphone going, I feel like an idiot using a mic, like you're all in the front row.
Do you know what? Do you know what I used to say? And a lot of times, if it was 30 or under, I would go. I've actually had more people than this in my shower after a show than we have in this crowd.
Wow. Well, there
I
you
like
go.
to party. I partied back in the day.
Well, again, you titled yourself as the show what?
The sweetheart of comedy.
All right, we'll go with that.
I didn't title myself anything.
Well, the show warm up, you certainly did.
Stop. Just stop.
Well, it explains the 30-person shower.
It's a gift.
Unless you meant like a baby shower or like a bride's shower, and
Well,
then
those are the kind of showers you're hoping don't bring about any babies.
oh, all right, walking away. Okay.
I finally got the sun out of my eyes. I'm back. That was annoying me. Could you tell I was annoyed?
I'll bet. So
And
what else?
I
Are you
don't know. I'm
excited?
not over Def Comedy Jam yet. That was pretty funny. But yeah, it's just why would you hand somebody a microphone to do shows for deaf people, and why would you not tell the comic? But you know what? Those are the things that made us get good. That's why some of us were good, really good comics, and some of the guys don't know what they're talking about.
Well,
And
there's no doubt. Like that whole "the show must go on." That really is a thing. Like, come hell or high
yeah,
water.
people don't care how sick you are. For example, if you're in the Cayman Islands, there's chances are there's only 2 comics on the whole island. So sick, tough it up, Buttercup. You know, get up there, tell your little jokey jokes. It's 45 minutes, and then you can go back to your room and cry.
It's not that I was sick, but that when I worked at Atlantic City a billion years ago at the Eddie Murphy Room. Did I talk? I told the story on the podcast, right? I think that room was so bad and I was so miserable and I drank so much
Oh,
just to deal with the pain that I would order room service, mostly dessert, and I would just sit in bed and I would wipe away the tears of a clown until the next day when I had to do it again.
that's awful. That's awful to have to do that with shows, but it happens. It really does. It happens a lot more than you think. I mean, how much do you remember when we first started talking a while back? And it was on like the second or third week we were talking. We were talking about the guys who had committed suicide that we knew in comedy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I told you one of my mentors committed suicide in a hotel in, I forget whether it was Dallas or Houston after finishing working at the Improv there. And
Well, mine was a slow motion suicide when I was in Atlantic City because I was just eating dessert. So it was like the sugar, it was going to take a long time for it to really catch up with me.
yeah, it took 68 years for sugar to catch up with me, but I'm finally beating it. Walking away from beating it.
Did you hear? So in the day, years and years and years ago, there was a huge rivalry between the Improv on Melrose and the Comedy Store, I think on Sunset,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah. Yeah, that was a big deal to everybody, the big rivalry.
It was either Sunset or Hollywood Boulevard, but I think it was Sunset. I think.
I think so too. Hang
So,
on. I am having a dog issue.
oh yeah, I've been hearing it.
So I'm going to get the dog. Tell your story.
Tell your little story. So this goes back many, many years ago. The way the clubs in Los Angeles worked, they were called showcase clubs. And so on any given night, they would book 15, 20, 25 different comics through the course of the night. And like the show would run from like 7 p.m. to midnight or whatever, but each comic was given somewhere between 5 to 15 minutes. And it was a showcase club because the comics' hope was to get up on stage and hopefully a producer, a director, a writer, an agent, a manager would see them and it would kick off their career. Or some guys would get up there with established careers and they would just use that room as a way to work out some new material. But in either case, because there were showcase clubs, the Improv and the Comedy Store never paid money. Not a nickel, not a dime, not a nothing. And over time, the comics got really kind of angry and they started striking and they wouldn't perform either club. And so I think there was eventually a settlement. Now I could be getting some of this wrong, so it could be what I call a TED fact. But I think I'm close, if not exactly accurate, but I think I'm close. That eventually the Comedy Store and the Improv settled with comics and we're going to start paying them some nominal amount of money for doing their 5, 10, 15-minute set. Not a lot of money, but at least something, gas money, whatever. One of the guys ended up getting blackballed around that time from both the Improv and the Comedy Store. And I think that was the reason why he threw himself off the roof of the Comedy Store.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, we read that.
Yeah.
We read that whole article. I think you're absolutely correct. But you know what's funny is how long ago was that story? Years, 30, 40 years ago?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and isn't it funny that the comedy clubs are screwing themselves again?
Yeah, well, nothing ever changed.
No, and comedy clubs are making the same mistake today that they've made over and over and over again. And I know you like some of the clubs that you work, and there were some clubs that I loved working.
Well,
But
I mean,
all in all, comedy clubs are not about what's good for the comic. They're about how much liquor they sell.
well, sadly, it's true.
And if you believe otherwise, you're going to be very upset at how your life turns out if you're a comic.
I'm now looking it up real quick. Comedy Store. Golly. I mean, again, I know the business side of clubs, which is liquor sales, food sales, liquor sales, and then believe it or not, the last of the three-legged stool is ticket sales. As far as the club profits, primarily, I believe, like liquor and food. So I know that, but like my show was never for the comedy club. My show was always for the audience. So the great memories I have um, are from the stages I worked and the audiences I performed for. So a comedy store in LA. Let's see what we got. So, and I'm sure I don't know for a fact, but I'm sure you feel the same way, right? Like you were working for the audiences,
Yeah. I didn't do comedy for the clubs. I did it for the people that came to the shows. The ones that knew I think it's funny that I have audience members to this day that are still on my Facebook page and stuff that will get in touch with me who still remember my children's names from me talking about them on stage.
right?
That's an audience base. I love those people. I'd also like to give a shout out tonight, if you don't mind.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'd like to just say a hello to my friend Steve Eric, who is in St. Pete Beach. He just took his first chemo treatment today, and he posted on Facebook, and he seems to be holding up pretty good. I met Steve my very first week working in a comedy club in Louisville, Kentucky, oh, so many years ago. And he was one of the nicest guys, and we've worked together hundreds of times. You've heard the guy who went to the dollhouse with me, the strip club, that
Right.
is Steve Eric. And Steve, we just know you're going to beat this cancer thing. So you hang in there. And if there's anything you ever need, please call me. I'll do anything I can. And I just wanted to say hi because I know that at some point you will watch this. And I want you to know that I'm thinking about you.
And although we've never met, Rene has just told me so many things about you, and I hope I get a chance to meet you when we're in Florida one of these times. And wish you the very, very best with your treatments.
Thanks.
By the way, of course, I did look it up and just sort of circling back because again, I always like to check myself. It says in 1979, stand-up comedian, and I might mispronounce his name, but certainly not on purpose, Steve Lupkin jumped off the roof of the 14-story Continental Hyatt house located directly across the street from the Comedy Store in West Hollywood and landed in the parking lot ramp between the hotel and the comedy club. He had been involved in a labor strike at the club demanding payment for performances, was reportedly banned from working at the Comedy Store after the strike, ended up and faced significant financial hardship, earning less than $1,000 in his final year of life. His suicide note read his name, "I used to work at the Comedy Store," indicating his actions were motivated by the unresolved labor dispute and his belief that his career had been ruined by then club owner Mitzi Shore. So I didn't think it was urban legend. I didn't think I got it wrong. But yeah, comedy clubs are. I mean, the thing of it is, like, no matter how bad things have been, I've never thought to myself it's life ending. But I kid you not when I tell you, in the hotel, the Casino Hotel in Atlantic City, at the Eddie Murphy Room, I was crying myself to sleep every night with dessert. I was miserable. I was there for 2 weeks, I believe.
Yeah, there have been a couple of places where it's never been about the club. It's always been about exterior things. But you know what's funny? How did you act on stage? I bet it took 2 seconds. As soon as they start playing the music and introducing you, something goes off in your head. And it is just what you said a while ago. The show must go on. And
Absolutely.
so you power through whatever it is. I've had an abscessed tooth. Let's just say I've had a couple of major medical issues on stage that nobody knew about until I walked off and go, I think we need to go to the emergency room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think the only time anybody knew what happened, I was on the East Coast. I want to say it could have been Philadelphia, but I won't swear to it. No, it was further south, but still on the East Coast, where I was sick as a dog and I got really angry because I couldn't breathe and then my throat hurt and I chugged a bottle of Robitussin.
I thought this was going to be the Robitussin story.
Yeah. And then I felt guilty. I was just absolutely. I mean, I didn't take a spoonful. Yeah, it was a good portion of an entire bottle of Robitussin, and I felt guilty. So before asking for volunteers, I go, full disclosure, before anybody volunteers, I am hyped up on about a full bottle of Robitussin. And if that bothers anyone, I get it. Please don't volunteer because I'm pretty messed up. And then people bum rushed the stage, every chair filled.
Because anything we say from stage, people think we made up. Oh, you made that up. Oh, you made that up. No, this is this is how pathetic it is, people. This was my life. This is my life. But afterwards, they'd always say, do you really have 3 kids? Is your boyfriend really gay? And for those watching the podcast that don't know, yes, he was. I had a gay boyfriend for only 8 years.
Well, you know what? That's longer than 4 out of 5 of my marriages combined.
Yeah, I was very happy. But, we talk about our lives on stage. That's what most comics
do. I do. I know you do.
And I did too. When they would come up and go, are you really, is your boyfriend really gay? Yes, he is. Do you really have 3 kids? Yes, I do. Do you really work with the Chippendales? Yes, I do. Yeah.
So for the 2 of you watching, and there could be more, but it says 2, do you like this look better? We'll call this 1. I feel like an ophthalmologist. Do you like 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Is this one better? How about that? So we'll call this 1, and this is 2.
I can hear you better this way. You were breaking up a lot the other way for me.
Oh, wow. So anybody watching, do you prefer 1 or 2? I'm going to stick with 2 because Rene can hear better, but I'm just curious which has a better look. Thank you so much for joining and answering that question.
What?
No, I mean,
are we just? I don't care.
All you need to do is just either write 1 or 2 and in the comment box. But so all right.
Well, some people don't want to do that, and I know why some people might not want to.
My head is undulating. The fact that you threw undulating in a sentence.
I gotta give him points for style.
It's spectacular. So I'm keeping it 2 because I want to continue to undulate. Boy, she is really all about herself today, isn't she?
No, the neighbors. Remember, I told you the neighbors over here on the corner had blown up Halloween decorations, the big blow up. So they've blown it up, and she wants to stand at the corner of the yard and just bark at the big blow up things. And so I tried to distract her.
I would come out to check, but my head is too busy undulating.
Stop. Just stop. Mark, if I hear that word 8 to 12 times before I go to sleep tonight, I'm coming to look for you, and I'm just going to strangle you.
I love how you say if.
Yeah, I know. I know what's going to. Please, it's not my first day. We have been friends for almost 30 weeks now. And how long have I known what you're exactly like?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I knew exactly what I was getting in this little package. And you have not failed.
Oh. Well.
As a bundt cake.
For anybody watching later, if you don't see the comments, Rene is referring to as a bundt cake. Mark wrote, "Your head looks moist,"
As a bundt cake.
which is good.
Because I'm a baker. I like to bake. And the best bundt cake is a moist bundt cake.
Well, we'll go with that. Although too moist, and there is probably the need for cranberry juice and some antibiotics.
I'm just saying that I listened to you shovel some bull in the beginning of this podcast. So if I want to go with the I'm a baker, that's how we're rolling tonight. All right.
Well, I'm just saying if someone's too moist, their bundt cake is too moist. They probably need a trip to the bakery for some antibiotics.
Are you done now?
All right.
Are you?
It's Mark's fault.
It's not Mark's fault. Mark didn't do anything wrong. Mark, I'm standing up for you this time. I mean, I don't mind calling you out when you're wrong, but you are not wrong. Oh my God, this dog is laying there staring at these blow up things. We will not make it through Halloween if she is going to be on guard for these blow up things.
At least she's not tunneling like she's at, Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah, no, not yet. But shh, don't give her any ideas.
Right.
She's a smart dog.
Stubborn, not always friendly, but very smart.
Where do you think she learned stubborn from? It couldn't have been around here, could it? No. We're not stubborn, no.
So we're at about an hour.
So does that mean we can go back to...
And she's going crazy. So all the stuff, please tell people. Oh, you know what? If you know anybody in or around Ocala, Florida, Hobart, Indiana, Holland, Michigan, Martinsburg, West Virginia, or Toccoa, Georgia. That's where our tour is going this time. So Ocala on the 13th, Hobart on the 17th at the Hobart Art Theater. Ocala is the Marion Theater. On the 19th in Holland, Michigan, it is the Park Theater. On the 20th of September this month, it's going to be the Apollo Civic Theater in Martinsburg, West Virginia, finally ending up at the historic Ritz Theater in Toccoa, Georgia on the 23rd. So you know what? If you know people in those areas, please let them know. We'd love it if you'd please subscribe, follow, become a friend. Make us feel like we're part of your family.
Are you
That's
done?
TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Both Road Comics Adventures, and then also I have my own pages, which is /Flip Orley. Website, fliporley.com. If you want to email me, flip@fliporley.com. And so that's our stuffs.
All right. Also, I want to tell you, I'm very simple. I have Rene Bray on Facebook, and we do have Road Comic Adventures on all the usual suspects, including the YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and those things. You are not going to find any of our road footage on Flip's pages. So if you don't come over to Road Comics, good luck finding it. Because I'm going to be really crappy about not posting it anywhere but Road Comics, because we think we've got some fun stuff we want to share.
We think it's fun, and we hope you do too.
And I was willing to bruise my leg, and we almost drug a mattress outside.
Oh, we have that now on video. Say that again.
What?
I bruised my leg.
I did bruise my leg.
Yeah. We have that now. No, I witnessed. Witnessing is not the same thing as helping.
No, I don't think you did anything to hurt me. I really don't. This
I
time you
didn't.
were totally innocent.
Yeah, no, I
Next
was.
time we'll see. The other two times, not so innocent. But anyway. So anyway, there you have all of our stuff. The name of our company is
Effing adorable.
at
Proton, that's PROTON.ME. Effing adorable at proton.me.
And if you've got any questions or anything, or if you would like us to do any of your production, like your commercials, we are amazing. We have learned how to turn on the camera. We have a costume department. Do we not, Flip?
Oh, we do costume and props. Yep. We were set up.
We are set up. Now, I think we got to work on the prop department because I think we accidentally threw the cans away.
Oh, you threw them away.
I think I did. And that was a glaring error. So you'll just have to drink more stuff in a can.
I can make that happen.
I know you can. You're a team player. So we'll be all right. So anyway, not.
I almost put in Mark, I almost put 3 Ks, and then I realized, I need to either do less than 3 or more than 3, but I can't do 3.
Yeah, not a good idea to do 3.
That's
Anyway,
right.
let's get out of here.
Mark.
We're horrible at the exit. Can't we
Yep.
just do, what was that guy's name? The Tiger? Exit stage left.
Oh, not Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah, the cartoon character. It wasn't Snagglepuss, wasn't Foghorn.
Oh, was it Snagglepuss?
Yeah.
Oh, now I got to get my phone. Wait a second.
Mark, which cartoon character? I think a Warner Brothers one
said exit
stage left.
Snagglepuss famously used the phrase "exit stage left" as part of his dramatic exits. So let us have a dramatic exit. I'm ready to go.
I came up with Snagglepuss. I thought it was wrong, but I came up with it.
I know, but I knew it was right as soon as you said it. So I just want you to know I backed you up on that.
Thank you.
Anyway,
all right, I'm going to
exit stage left.
Left, and then we'll try it one more time. Exit stage